Here's your host.
Hey, how's it going? This is Dustin Grits, bringing the show in live with your host Derek Stroman, P. Hill Gutta. We got Micah.
Howdy.
We got Scott
What's
Collier
up,
from
people?
Dundalk TV.
Hey, Hill, what's so funny, Hill? What you laughing at, man?
I said my brother over across the panel from me. That's what I'm thinking. He's wired.
Just a little bit, guys. These energy drinks,
this
man.
This is Dustin
Gotta love
Grits,
it.
and I'm sitting here with SYM, and I got Derek Stroman.
Oh, you know you love
P.
it.
Hill Gutta. Hey, come on, man.
No,
Hey,
he was trembling like that singer Tiny Tim. Tiptoe through the window. Hey.
Ah,
Can we get a grade? Anybody listening to the SYM right now? Can we get a grade on Dustin Grits' intro to the SYM show tonight? I'd like to look. We're
D+.
talking A through E. Is it still E's or are they using F's now?
E.
Back in the days, they used to use F's.
In elementary school?
Yeah.
Well, now you
what, you
can't
trying to
even-
high
compare me
school.
to an elementary school
They
kid?
still-
Come on now.
Because I was going to say
High
that's...
school as well, right?
Okay, no, I know, as far as I know, at high school, it's alphabets, and junior high and elementary is like numbers.
Well,
Like
all right.
85%, 90%, you know.
Or we can go 1 through 10. You know.
Yeah,
On the
that'll
intro.
suffice. That'll suffice.
Yeah, call in. The number to call. The number to call if you would like to get in on the conversation tonight is 410-922-6680. That is the number to the station. If you'd like to talk to one of us crazy lads in here, and you know how we do, we have a great time on the SYM. So,
And callers, also, I have a question coming up, but not just yet. We're going to soon get to the topic and right along to some of you callers out there to see what are your thoughts and what's on your mind tonight.
yeah, well, look, this show tonight, okay, just so that the audience understands, is we don't have a special guest tonight. And you guys know, we bring in a lot of guests that are involved in a lot of things. Last week it was Dr. Wright, Dr. Ronald Wright, and I'm pretty sure if you listen to the show, he's going through a lot, and to get the messages, because he had a ton of messages that he was trying to get out there to the public. We like to do that, and then sometimes we just sit back and we just talk casual, you know, and just have a good time.
I love it. I look forward to it every week.
Yeah, you know, you got to have fun sometimes. I mean, you know, life is serious enough as it is. Everybody's going through something, okay?
Correct.
So sometimes you just say, look, you know, brush it off. Let's get back to square one, have a little fun, you know, and talk about some things that actually bring positivity. And then once you get the positive stuff out the way, you go right back to the nitty gritty, huh, Scott? you get the points out there that people actually want to know, like serious things like brain trauma, things that lots of people actually go through, and you know, seek out for help. And then sometimes there are locations that have help or actually do what they say they're going to do to help you. And then sometimes these places are bogus. You know, they're just taking your money. They're not really providing you with a lot of quality help. Okay, and it just doesn't it doesn't just apply to, you know, any kind of trauma like that. It's all kinds of stuff, all kinds of scams out there.
Definitely.
Where
Definitely.
you know, internet scams and online scams and things. So you have to be careful. You really have to do your due diligence, study, get more than one, more than two, more than three opinions before you finalize in your mind what you're going to do or who you're going to go see or where you're going to put your hard-earned cash.
So you mean I shouldn't send my money to that Saudi prince just as I won their lottery?
No.
Oh, okay. Man.
None of them were, and none of those foreign exchange girls that you talk to all the time.
The mail order brides are...
Yeah. Yeah. No. And Ron Savage, how are you this great evening, Ron Savage?
I'm fine, everybody. How's it going?
Yeah, we're already 4 days in.
After Memorial Day, you know,
You always have the nice clothes. You are probably the best dressed person this side of the Mississippi River. Oh, we need more volume.
Just on the inside, in here.
Let there be volume, and there was.
That's a good Schwarzenegger, man.
Let there be volume, and there was. Huh? I feel like I have a certain amount of power at my fingertips here. It's like, so is this good? Does it work? Hey.
No, up here.
Down, out, close. Maybe if you put on the headphones, you might be able to hear it later. Yeah, I know. I'm good at this game. I'm good at this game. Hey, I'll tell you what. Let's bring in Annette. I'm not going to keep her on hold too long because I think she needs to be a part of this exciting show already. Hello. How are you?
Good morning, Annette.
Hey, Annette.
Good morning. How are you this fine evening, Miss Annette?
I'm doing great. It was hot here today. It got up to 96, which is
Wow.
really, really hot for us. So
Yeah.
that might be headed your way, but it's been nice.
Absolutely. It has been pretty nice. We have endured a lot of rain, but then it did clear up and let up, and these last couple days here it's been nice.
I was building an ark, start grabbing animals 2x2, man.
Yeah.
It was raining that much.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I was on that ship with you and my other animal friends.
Hey, leave my brother out of this.
Don't have that.
I had to get on there too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't take that tone as far as with the rain, Dustin, because you know there's a lot of cannabis growers, farmers that are not complaining.
Right, and we need that rain. You know what I mean?
That's true.
It's good, yeah. Because once we hit that dry, late, what is that, September, when you don't really get no rain, or it's just dry, it's just blistering hot,
Miserable.
and there's a lot of complaints. Remember the crops. We need these things to survive. Don't forget that.
Nah, we don't need to eat.
Don't forget that. It's predicted. You know that it is predicted that I want to say, what was it? 2020 or 2000? No, it's a little further than that, but somewhere in 2020-ish, okay? They're predicting that we are already slowly running out of food. So what they're trying to do, and this is because of overpopulation, by the way, so what they're trying to do is figure out ways to generate more crops
But
faster.
how? But here's part.
Hydroponics, maybe.
Well, here's the question: why? First off, the concept of overpopulation is bogus. You could fit all 7 billion people on the planet on the island of Maui. It would be crowded. You couldn't move, but you can fit the entire population of the globe on one island. The concept of overpopulation is just absolutely disproven. You know?
Did you ever read about that island that the U.S. that nobody was actually allowed to claim back in like the 1600s or something?
Nope.
There was an island that was not allowed to claim. It was like a tug of war between I want to say Cuba and the U.S.
Wow.
It was somewhere in the southeast region where the islands are,
Okay.
like the Bahamas and where the tropics is, and nobody was able to claim it. It's just forbidden.
Interesting.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of little islands out there.
So what happens if we just happen to stumble across on one of them? Like, do we?
Do not camp out on
claim
the
it.
island.
You can claim it. You just
I don't think you want to do that,
Call
bro.
it the Island of Grits.
Sweet.
Grits Island. Grits Island.
Oh man.
Yeah, I can't really put a finger on
Imagine
the
if I
name of it though. I was reading on it about briefly, I'd say roughly about 2 weeks ago. But it really does exist, and this was it was discovered. I apologize. It was discovered in the 1600s, and they actually came. It was brought back up in somewhere around like the I want to say like late 1800s, early 1900s, and it was a tug of war between the U.S. and like 3 other countries as to who would actually claim it. And then they finally, the disclosure was, well, okay, nobody will claim it. We'll just make it forbidden for anybody to actually pretty much
But how is there
colonize
going,
or
how
or
is there
settle.
going to be a tug of war between a little pissant country like Cuba and us? We are the preeminent power in the world, and they're Cuba.
3 words: Bay of Pigs.
How would be a tug of war? I mean, I would say anything to prevent war. You know what I mean? If
Yeah,
you
but
want
it's not going to be war. When you say war, it would be like the Falklands, which was Britain, which was the equivalent of like little Timmy from down the street fighting Conor McGregor. I mean, the British just kicked the living crap out of them. That's exactly what would happen if Cuba wanted
beats
to.
up people pretty bad.
Yeah,
He's
that-
just
They
such a
talk lot
dope,
of
though.
trash
They
to
talk a
him
lot of trash because
he
he's
really annihilates.
he's got just such a punchable face.
But
doesn't he?
it's not Cuba that you need to worry about. It's all their allies. Like
yeah, I'm
Russia.
saying it was like at least 3 other countries that they were pretty much all fighting over that one piece of land.
Can we double back?
And
Hold
it's
up.
they say it's habitable.
Well, hold on.
Yeah, hold on, Hill, because I want to.
I'll-
How we're going to do this conversation tonight is we're going to go back to your point, Hill, in a minute. But we got to double back because yes, I got an answer for you, Micah Dalton.
Okay.
Ooh.
You're not.
He
You're
used his
not.
government.
Yeah, I did use it. You're not going to put. I don't care. You're not going to put 7 billion people on an island somewhere in the eastern part of the world where we're all over here on the west side. And
I'm not saying
that
I'm not saying that you would. I'm saying that the island has the physical capability to house that many people standing shoulder to shoulder.
But it doesn't
That doesn't
matter.
sound a lot like
That
Collier.
doesn't even make any. That wouldn't even make
The-
any sense to do that.
I'm
at
not
all.
saying it makes sense to do it. I'm giving you an idea of the amount of people versus the amount of space. If we could fit everybody on the island of Maui, then imagine how much space there is uninhabited in, let's say, our largest and least populous state of Alaska. There's so much room, you're spoilt for choice where you want to be. Oh, we are going to go to break here on 680 AM, the Speak Your Mind radio broadcast. We'll be back promptly, and we're waiting for your calls, folks.
It's not a matter of putting them somewhere. It's a matter of feeding all the fuckers.
Not only that, Micah.
We're still
Not
going.
only
I
that,
know. I'm sorry.
you're
Bad
talking
habit.
about there's a lot of land that's not habitable.
I was on
Okay, so you can't. Yes, you can overpopulate because
No, I'm not saying you can't overpopulate. I'm saying we're not overpopulated. The population bomb was a concept put out in the 60s and perpetuated by such intellectual lightweights as Bill Shatner and other people that didn't know what they were talking about, and it's spiraled into the modern day green agenda. You know, it's an anti-humanist philosophy.
No. When the callers call in, that's what I'm looking for, to get the callers, and that's why I'm pointing.
Did he hear this through here?
That's why I'm pointing up.
I don't see why you couldn't, because the net should be on here when the call comes in.
yeah, but if it's not coming through, there's nothing we can do about it because all we have is this.
Yeah, that's the one thing you got here.
Right.
I-1500 and made the reservations.
But remember-
All we need to
That's
do
just
now
how it
is
goes.
show
Well, I can
up.
faintly hear it sometimes, but other times I can't. So it depends on which caller it is. So I thought maybe.
This console,
Okay.
really, you should have a headset to hear this.
So
Yeah,
I'm
but
just
that's what I
curious
was
to
saying.
reiterate
Just-
your
why don't
last
you put a
statement.
headset
when
on?
you
Well,
said,
I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about the camera. So
No, I
if we
agree.
have one, I can
agenda
sit.
where you pretty
If we
much
have one, we can
speaking
sit it
on the
right here, and
concept
then it can
of,
pick up that. It doesn't have to be loud.
like
Like,
cleaner energy
That's not a headset on
or
there.
better resources,
I jacked his head.
so to speak,
He
you know,
didn't need one.
I don't need
organic
one, I just need-
resources for
You
want me to go
different
grab
solar
one?
panels.
you have another one?
Yeah, I can go grab one. No, there's two.
When I say the
You
green
just plug it
agenda,
up and
I'm
just put it
talking
in.
about.
Yeah, all I gotta do is sit it right here. It'll pick that up.
But
No, if it
but
I
also,
can't direct.
yeah,
I
the
can't direct
entire
feed it that I'm aware of.
sustainability
Not that I'm aware
of
of.
that. You gotta remember that the green agenda was hijacked and in its
I can't direct
infancy
feed it. No.
by
So
the
that's what you're saying.
communists. As Mark Levin would be wont to say, the new greens are the old reds. It's not.
You could have an
It is
adapter.
not
Okay.
And then that'll be in there.
coincidental.
Yeah, I know that they
the
do
the
that you
green
can actually
movement really,
plug right
really,
into the board
really
sometimes.
took
We
off
tried to do that before
right
when we
after
were here. It
the
didn't work.
collapse and dismantling
about to
of
come back on air.
communist Germany and
Thanks for watching.
Russia.
Okay, and
All
try
of
not to
those
beat on the table, guys.
led to the green movement because it gave them the
And if you
opportunity
do, I understand you're just doing what you do.
to do what they
Snatch
do.
his can from him. It's like, bro. I heard you, Mike.
I'm wound up today, guys.
Didn't notice it.
I'm like hella hyper today.
Yeah, try not to beat on the council, guys.
Thank you.
And now more of Speak Your Mind with
So we're back at the Speak Your Mind show. A glorious episode number 49. I look to my right and I see Ron Savage doing some kind of swim dance here where...
He's doing the scene from Pulp Fiction.
is that what that is? Holding his nose and like acting like he's
I
what,
thought it was that
diving
dance
or,
called
like,
the snorkel.
sinking into
I thought it was
water?
that dance called the snorkel from the TV show Gidget. Batman? Right, the snorkel then. Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah, so we're doing what we do here at the Speak Your Mind show, just having a blast. But, we're talking about is the country, is the world overpopulated? And then who's to decide who should stay and who should leave anyway? And understand.
Right.
Understand this. Today, and we've been doing this for several generations now. We keep trying to extend life. You remember back in the days, Michael Jackson said he was going to be deep frozen, I think it was, or something. What do you
I think
call
Walt
that?
Disney said something like that.
Well, putting
what do you call it? I forgot what it was called.
cryogenic chamber.
Cryogenic.
There it is.
I mean, how
Frozen and
do
then
you
thawed
want-
out like Captain America.
Do you want to? Do you want to physically live forever? Do you think?
I wouldn't.
Do you think that there just comes a time where it's your time? I mean, are there still people out there, those Cobra commanders and Serpentors and people that try to find fountains of youth and stuff like that?
Yeah, hey, look, if I look at it this way, the possibilities are always limitless. If any time they still can't discover how to pass through the Bermuda Triangle and come back unscathed. How?
The mysteries of the Bermuda.
You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right.
Well, we are
you
going
can
to be.
discover so many other things, but yet you still can't even discover how many other species are
Yeah, we're still
30,000 leagues underwater. You can create
Yeah, but then,
metals, titaniums for a satellite that can withstand, harsh temperatures in outer space, but
Right.
you can't
What about-
discover species
well,
80,000 leagues under the water.
that
Come
that
on.
may be, but the fact is, we are going to be extending human life very, very quickly. We are reaching a singularity. I've heard people much smarter than myself say that within the next 10 years, it's going to appear that we're coming out of the dark ages medically. Within our lifetime, we're probably going to see them 3D printing organs for people. Once you're able to
clones.
replace failing organs, the capacity to sustain life, not indefinitely, but for a much longer amount of time and with a much higher standard of living is going to be possible. And of course, you're going to hear some people say that we shouldn't do it because, as you mentioned before, there's overpopulation.
Right.
But there are many of us who, if I could have 100 or 120 productive years, great. But I, for one, don't want to live forever. There are a lot of us out
here
there.
for 120 years.
Yeah, but
Some of us don't want you here now.
I mean,
Hey.
but as far as to have the type of technology, actually, there's a movie to pretty much tie into Micah's statement. There's a movie called Ghost in the Shell where they actually materialize organs and repair tissues quickly, but I'd say as a more modernized technology for now. When Bush was in office, his first term, you guys don't remember the talks of human cloning?
Oh,
As far as
Dolly the sheep and stuff?
no humans. As far as the
human-
first when they consider, trying to push the envelope on stem cell research, the first when and where the first human clone would be grown.
I don't think that we need to worry about
but that
human
actually
cloning
happened.
just yet, because we're not to that point, and I don't think that we are going to, nor should we tackle the moral dilemma of whether or not we should do it. Just because you can do something doesn't mean...
Yeah, but then again,
not the
us as
religious
Americans...
side, the moral side. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should.
But that's
People
why
say
people
that all
are
the
doing.
time.
That's why people are doing it.
People say that all the time.
And what Hill's saying, that's why they're doing it, because they can. If you're constantly inventing and becoming smarter and wiser with technology, then you are going to push the envelope. That's what people do. That's what everybody does. That's how societies grow. Do you remember back when we were young? We're all approximately the same age in here, approximately, okay? By this year, 2017, we were supposed to be in cars flying in the sky. Everybody. All depictions of this era, this millennium, when we were kids, was highly sophisticated as far as technology.
They have prototypes of that now. I have footage on my phone.
Think of the things that
of
we
flying
do.
cars.
Think of
Flying
the
jetpacks.
thing.
And jetpacks,
Everybody
yeah.
wants the flying cars and the jetpacks, but think about the things
straight.
that we do already have. If you go back and you watch Next Gen, the phone in my pocket beats the hell out of Picard's tablet that he used, and they were doing that kind of fantasy technology back then.
I just want that little chest beeper.
I think the flying car thing is... I see people in Maryland that can't drive on the ground. I don't want to see them in the air.
I just want
They'll run into everything.
Good point.
Hey, Annette, I just want a transporter. I'd be able to transport right to Chicago right now. I'd be like, who was it? Commander Worf? No, it was Data. One of
Scotty.
them.
Yeah, but look at it this way. Look at
Yeah,
it this way. Of course, they're gonna have to actually stricken regulations and policies as to who can and can't drive a flying car. But it does actually create a better way of travel. Less gasoline. You shouldn't need gasoline for a flying car.
Oh, there'll be some mess ups though.
Go ahead,
If that messes in
go ahead,
somebody's pants.
Take us out. Take us out,
But we'll be right back. Callers, please feel free to call up 410-922-6680 is the SYM.
If you can get in on the conversation on that, please try.
We'll be right back.
I will try. I actually. Okay.
Ron, what on earth are you thinking, sir? Oh, now, by the way, as far as the cars that don't use any gas, the fact of the matter is we already had
Did you hear that Facebook
cars.
Live? You got a purty mouth.
We already had cars like that could have been produced. The Obama administration didn't want anything to do with it.
I'm sorry, I was reading the comment, but say that again, because I'm going to have to... Tracy, I'm going to have to debunk what you just said. But anyways, we're good.
I don't know. Are you listening to
I was
it on
saying
streaming?
that we already had cars
Okay. Well,
that
I don't know.
could
I
have
mean,
been produced that would have had no emissions.
well, you can hear.
Blown out of shape and perpetuated by people that simply want to inculcate for themselves endless levels of power. The EPA doesn't actually save the earth. All it does is perpetuate itself and pursue endless bureaucracy.
Speaking of saving there, did you see Bill Nye's new show?
Oh, the singing vagina song?
But
Goody
you
goody.
know what? You can't really...
Yeah, I know. On it, there's a woman who raps about her talking vagina.
Okay, I didn't get
Yeah,
that
but
far.
there are companies, there are corporations out there that actually are allowed by certain political policies put in place to dump their chemicals wherever they see fit.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm sorry, I disagree. The earth is in trouble because we got a lot of assholes out here that run,
well, I tell
that
you
have
what.
their hands in politicians'
Let's
pockets.
just go ahead and take.
Realistically,
Let's just
if I'm a billionaire, I'm the puppet master. I'll pull the strings.
Let's take it. Let's take
If you're
a
gonna
different
save
approach to
50%
it.
of your income by dumping in the Congo,
The Earth is
Fucking
billions
right.
of years old, right?
I don't know this. I don't think anybody can actually prove that.
Let's assume
prove
that
that to
the
me.
Earth is billions of years old.
Let's assume.
And in the
Okay.
process
Damn, I was
of
gonna go 2000.
in the process of that, we have dealt with continental drift on a global scale, magnetic.
They loving it. The show is just ill. It's just relaxed.
Tracy,
We're having fun. We
You
talking
talking about
whatever.
people on Mars?
Oh, I will. Let's let Annette get into
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
conversation a little bit.
No,
I feel
check
bad
it.
for her.
That's why I
They
said
already
it like
started
that.
narrowing it down to like 25
Hey, Matt, if you're still
volunteers.
watching my
We're
live,
fitting to
we're gonna
colonize
let you
Mars,
get into the
Mars
more.
really
Sorry,
soon.
dude.
Trust me, they already gearing up. While you at home right now, Google it or
Dustin.
YouTube it. I guarantee you, Virgin Galactic
they're
is the
trying-
first commercialized
We're coming
space
back. We're coming back.
program out there.
I'm gonna give a shout out to God Body, and I'm gonna talk about our movie a little bit.
Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. Just research it.
And now more of Speak Your Mind with Derek Stroman and
It's June 4th, but when we started this show, well, actually, we started the show.
Where the anniversary cake at?
Yeah, well,
Where's
we,
the stripper pop?
we arrived to the station. It was still June 3rd, though. You know.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So time is really flying by, and we're excited. I'm going to give a shout out while I have the opportunity to God Body Inc. and GodBodyInc.com, and also the Creators Club, which is located at 605 Global Way in Linthicum Heights, Maryland.
And that's right off of West Nursery Road, right?
Yeah. Well, what that is, you know what it is. Dustin, tell me a little bit about the Creators Club. You were there. Well, you was there today, weren't you?
I was there yesterday, actually.
Yesterday.
It's, the Creators Club is actually a pretty great venue. It's like a cathedral to the entertainment world. It's just a fantastic place. They have comedy shows. They have open mics. They have music shows. They've even got dancers coming in. So, I mean...
Oh, dancers.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of dancers are we talking about here?
Oh, I think you know what kind of dancers we're
These
talking
clothes
about.
dancers? What were you going to say, Pig?
Nah, I was gonna say definitely. I'm glad that you mentioned that because that's good for a lot of the folks that always complain and say there's nothing to do. I don't care whatever hometown you live in, if it's podunk or if it's suburban or urban. There's always stuff to do. It's just for the simple fact that maybe if you have a limited resource of transportation,
Right.
that could be your issue. That sometimes that's your problem. Sometimes for
Dustin
some
will
people,
come pick you up. He carpool.
yeah. Oh, you got now. That's why now you have.
Right, my
now hold on.
Right, but now you have Uber, you have Lyft, but then some people are just actually scared, which I can never understand. How could you be scared to venture out of your
Late
own
nights in Baltimore?
community?
Do you remember where we live?
I'm just saying, bro, no matter where you live, trust me.
Hey, look,
Right.
Hey, I'm not
When the
cracking.
wind
Hey, I'm
blows.
from Baltimore. I was born in this city. Hey, I'm not cracking on my own city, but it's a fact that you got to be careful where you go. Bottom line.
No, I'm just saying venturing out to, to seek
Linthicum Heights
recreation.
is not inner city Baltimore either, so yeah.
Well, you never know. It's being gentrified now, so
Gentrified.
there's no
What's up
telling.
with you and Mike and these
No
big
telling.
words? I need Google. I need a dictionary. Right? What does gentrified mean?
Gentrified means white folks are moving in, but interestingly, if the white folks move out, they call it white flight.
man,
So
he
when
went
you're
there.
white, you can't win. If you move in, you're destroying an ethnic community and it's gentrification. If you move out, you're scared of the Negroes and it's white flight.
And this is where I take a step back.
Tell me this. I've noticed this, and I know we're about to go here. It's probably gonna light everybody up. But so why? What is this thing with you said white folk, right? So I could say white.
But I
folk.
wasn't aiming it at
white
that in
folks,
particular.
It's okay it's not okay because obviously this lady's career is almost a crush right now. But Miss Griffith, is it Griffith or
Griffin.
Griffin.
can depict our president's head cut off and hold it in her hand.
Mm-hmm.
But had she had done something like that with Obama,
She would have
that was
never even
everywhere.
thought to.
I'm just asking. Like, I mean, it's like
Some
you wait
things-
for an opportunity and you just run with it because it's okay. Why? Because she's white as well.
No,
So
it's not- it's
it
not a
shouldn't have been
matter of
okay?
white.
It shouldn't have been okay.
Is-
Did it have
A,
anything to do with race? Did
but
it have anything
no,
to do with race?
Hey, the
because
same
she's
thing happened
white
to
and
the
he's
Dixie
white.
Chicks.
But no,
When
the
Bush was in
thing
office.
is, this is a matter of color. This is a matter of political affiliation. She's a leftist in leftist Hollywood, and it's okay to make fun of someone with an R by their name. No one bothers to remember it, but during the second administration of George Bush, Hollywood, or someone in Hollywood, put out a little film called The Death of an American President with stock footage of George Bush, and they blew his head off in the film. And nobody said a darn thing about it. And anybody that so much as made an off-color remark during Obama was accused of threatening the life of the president, and now this.
Okay, you
disagree.
said your piece. Annette,
Yes, please.
Because I see Annette knows why I'm asking her this, and she might want to remain quiet, but at the same time, maybe she would like to voice her opinion on what we're talking about.
Speak your mind.
Yeah, about Kathy. Mm-hmm.
I think that she's always been pushing the bar, and she built a career on that, and
Yes.
she will, to some extent, bounce back from this. Sometimes things like this are purposely a publicity.
Sure. I was thinking
Agreed.
the same thing, Annette.
But if it's a publicity stunt, and
Talking about her. Now you can say this, and this is a really good question because they say there's no such thing as bad publicity. Is that true or not? I think that it's not true. I think that you can really shoot yourself in the foot and not really come back from it. I think you really can go too far. But with her, I think that this was just a move to get a lot of attention. And she'll find another niche somewhere. Somebody will take her and put her on,
I agree.
no, I agree with you,
hear
Annette, but I
some of
do
that
have
stuff?
to ask.
I agree.
Doesn't her apology come off as being unbelievably disingenuous?
I
didn't.
Yeah, but hold on. But hold
I
on.
didn't want Barron to feel
Right.
that.
Well,
I didn't want Barron to feel
right.
that way. I mean, it's pretty sad for the country, but for Barron, I didn't want Barron to feel.
But you know what? Hold on. I need. There's a point I got to get off my chest. I just saw a comment pop up on my feed. Right. It says it's cool to have an opinion, but to show someone's head chopped off, that is not cool. She should pay for her acts.
Whoa.
Now, here's the thing. Kathy Griffin, but then I'm not even gonna go too far in depth about what a Griffin is. But anyways, Kathy Griffin showed a picture of the president and his head, decapitated, right? But yet, no one is protesting about these ISIS videos chopping people's heads off left and right.
Or what about Guar's been
There's
cutting
one
the heads of
floating on.
politicians for
There's
years?
one floating on Facebook right now that nobody's. But you can't stop watching it. That's why I said months and months and months ago, us as Americans, we need to get our fingers out our tails and figure out what it is do we want.
Hey, it's comfortable
We
up
want
there.
Make
everything.
your
We're
mind
a-
up.
Annette,
Stop
we
being
are
indecisive.
A society made up of immigrants. Everybody. It seems like. Thank you, Annette. Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
I will say something, I like to go on and on about Chicago when I get a chance, but I was so fortunate to grow up here because even though you do see some racist stuff here, a lot of people here were used to being around other kinds of people, other cultures, other belief systems, and we don't think that we're the end-all be-all, whatever, whatever, race that you are, or whatever church you go to, whatever country you came from. And, people say a lot of racist things, and it's like, do you actually know anybody from that country? Because I do. And it's like, it's so stereotypical. So I like that coming from a background where you're naturally exposed from the time you're a little kid to all kinds of different people, and that's what's normal.
I don't mean to go far afield, but we're now bandying about the word racist. I recall that when I grew up in a society where I was encouraged to be colorblind. And then around 1989, everything changed. And
Yeah,
you
I
were
was born.
supposed to notice, yes, it's all Dustin Gritt's fault. And you were supposed to notice race at all times. The fact of the matter is, I've got the answer to everybody who's wondering,
Well, please
Micah,
enlighten me.
how can I stop being offended? How can I not think that everything is racist? Are you ready, folks? Are you ready? Speak your mind, listening audience. I have the answer for you of how not to be offended, and it's 100% foolproof. Don't be offended. Just stop it. pull your head out of your butt, stop thinking so highly of yourself, and just stop being offended about everything. We've got all these cry bullies, panty waist fascists, whatever you want to call them. They're idiots. They're entitled little brats, and they think, with absolutely no life experience, they think that they have experienced some great peril that the rest of us haven't encountered before.
Hey, if you want to get in on the conversation out there, please call in. The phone lines are open. The number is 410-922-6680. And I know that somebody out there has an opinion on what we're talking about right
Can I chime in on that real quick, please?
Absolutely.
I do agree with what Micah just said, but the thing is, it's like, well, okay. To me, I just think it's somewhat oblivious to say, well, I don't see color.
Right. Don't trust any white person that says that.
But I'm just saying, if you were to say, I don't see color, and then when you look at the word human, first of all, what does its definition of the word hue? What is it hue? What is a hue?
I don't know.
I don't
know.
Artists,
I don't know,
people
Professor
who paint,
Phil.
people
What
who
is the
paint,
hue?
people who draw, people who sketch, they know what a hue
I
is.
think Hugh's my uncle.
I don't think that the word
A
human
hue,
actually...
it helps you
Huey and
distinguish.
Right.
It actually helps you in distinguish. Actually, see, here's the thing: color in its own existence is basically to put things in order.
Right.
Color gives explanation in its own from time to time. We're the color that we are because why? Because of the certain pigmentation and
but
certain
the
certain
word
right?
didn't come from
No,
that.
I'm just
though.
saying. I'm just saying.
What do you feel about what Phil
I'm
is
just
saying?
saying.
Right now?
If you think about what a hue is and you think about what a man is,
But the thing
a
is,
hue distinguishes
I
what?
wanna hear
No,
what
but the
Annette has
word
to say
human
about it,
does-
because I know how you feel about it, Mike.
So,
and we've had
I'm just
several
saying, as far
conversations.
as-
P. Hill, you and I have talked about this several times.
Right, but
do you
I'm
agree
just
with
saying that we
Annette?
should be called human rather than called this or that or that or that. It makes no sense.
First of all, and I don't want to give up my chance to talk. It is very American to just start calling things something different. We love to do that.
Mhm.
We just get tired of this and everything means something negative. So, hey, we're going to call it this now. And we're going to run along with that until that means something negative. So we love to rename things. And that is another kind of publicity and PR right there.
Mhm.
Something different than thing. But I'm not saying that this is what I mean. Call it something else. And yeah, we do that all the time. But what I was going to say about people is when it comes to people, the thing that we have the least amount of control about in our life, that we have the least amount of choice about in our life, is what we look like. That's our genetics.
Mhm.
And if you look like this, how you really are. And if you're judging people, in a little bit of a way you can. I mean, if you see somebody that's covered with tattoos and piercings and you don't like that, that's something they've done to all of us.
Right. See, stole my thunder, Annette. You stole my thunder.
And on top of that, if everybody was the same, the world would be a very boring place.
Thank you.
Actually, we should be learning about other people because they're fascinating and the way they do things. And, you know,
And that's why we talk about them, Annette. That's why you just said everything I was going to say. But I'm glad you said it.
Yeah, the majority of the people who aren't able to have that same thought process that Annette, or I'm sure the rest of the panel would actually share, are the people that don't. When you travel and when you get to actually come across other cultures and different cultures and learn new things, you pretty much embrace the world a lot more, and it opens you a lot. It provides clarity. So a lot of those people don't have that clarity. They can't grasp it. So it becomes almost like abnormal to see somebody who doesn't wear a shirt the way that
it's
you
not
do.
like
It's like
that anymore, though.
I don't wear a shirt at all.
I think really that you have to be expansive in the world anymore. You have to drop this either or mentality and you have to adopt an and mentality because it's everybody's world and it's not that I'm doing better and you're not because I go to church or I'm a good person and you're not because
So
I
true.
love here wrong, and it doesn't make anybody superior.
Well, now hold on there. I have to stop you in that.
That's the. Go ahead. What was you
Well,
gonna say, Mike? Because I agree with you in that. But see, also just before you, but add this to your. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It does make somebody wrong, and it does make certain things superior and inferior. Our American culture is clearly superior to, I don't know, let's say every culture currently on display in the Middle East that puts out the lovely videos that Mr. Gutta mentioned earlier that are on the interwebs if you care to look. I don't recommend it. The fact is that ours is a superior culture, and we are superior people. And as a consequence, we actually need to... please. Apologies.
Yeah, I feel that they're superior to others, but I do think at the bottom of racism and prejudice and stereotypes is the feeling that I have to feel better about myself, so I have to feel like I'm better than you.
I think that's
But
very true.
I'm sorry, superior as a people though. Here's the thing. In a way, I do disagree with that for the simple fact that, and I'm going to make this quick. I grew up around a multicultural and multiracial environment. I have friends that are other ethnicities. I've traveled, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
From the East Coast to the West Coast. I've lived in other states and things like that. And with that being said, when you get out and you actually get out of your environment where that type of negative environment is making an impact on how a lot of the so-called superior people think, you'll disagree at pretty much on any standpoint.
The problem I have, I agree with you. There's television now. It's not even about getting out
And
anymore.
that's the problem.
But it should be something that you use to help you reach out without having to go there.
That won't cover everything though. TV can't cover it all.
But you're seeing other ethnicities, and you live in Baltimore where predominantly black. Well, guess what?
I haven't been here my whole life, though.
Not you, per se, but blacks in predominantly black environments. They know that they're not the only people on the planet.
Correct.
Wait, there's other ethnicities?
We'll be back right after these messages, guys.
Dude, I would like to come back in
Correct.
with...
You're right, though,
I
and
kind
I
of agree
agree
in a
with-
way with that.
We
black
agree
people
to
are better at
disagree,
sports.
but-
Well, no,
You're like, totally.
You can disagree if you want. I don't agree to disagree. We, as a people, are clearly
Okay.
superior. And by the way, racism is easy to get over, and I'd like to come back with the sage words of the man that once voiced God, Morgan Freeman, when he said, I would like you to stop addressing me as a black man, and I'm going to stop thinking of you as a white man, and we can just think of each other as people. All
But that's
of
why I
these
was saying what
facile
is a you
differences.
and what is a man, because that actually leads to what you just said.
Yeah,
As
but
far
the
as
fact
stop
is-
labeling.
Yeah, but
You know what I
first
mean?
off, just so
That's
that you're,
exactly
just
what
so
I
that
said.
you're aware,
But
human didn't come like that. Human actually comes from the
you
Latin.
say?
Here you go.
You think we all got
No,
it
the
wrong?
hue, the word hue.
Yeah, but the word hue that you're talking about doesn't
perspective
No,
exist.
I
is
separated
one that
hue,
is
the word
very,
hue.
unique
H-U-E.
because
Yeah,
of
word
but
hue
that's
pertains
not
to art.
hue. The hue, the shade
So to
word
hear
that you're
us
talking
talk
about is not the root of
racism
human.
and
Human
No, I
comes
never
from
said-
the
I
Latin
never
and
said that.
derives through French and Old
kinda
French.
it feels like
Yeah,
it's
I
not, we're
never
not
said
covered
that.
enough. So I
I never
understand
said
where you're
that.
coming from.
Okay.
Everything sounds great.
Isn't it crazy?
What I was saying is if you actually look up the word H-U-E, hue,
but it's great.
Yeah,
it'll actually, it's an art
listening.
term. It's for art.
You're gonna love his
Yes,
life.
it's shades.
You're gonna love his life.
Shades of colors,
You're gonna love his
spectrum.
I'll share it there.
It helps you. It explains on how it helps you distinguish each color to identify. So when you say human,
You're conflating two different things, though. One is a word about color, and one is a segment of a word to describe Homo sapiens that's derived from Latin and came to us by way of French and Old
I
English.
think you're missing the overall point that he's making.
I think I am.
I agree. You're missing that.
I just
I
said,
get it.
Scott, if you just caught it, I said exactly the point that he made at the beginning of his statement. That's what I was getting to. It's just that we didn't have enough time for me to actually go that far in depth. So
Well,
I
let me-
let it be.
Let me go into a different subject. than what you're talking about just right now. But that is, did you hear about Ted Nugent? And I don't know if your caller had mentioned him, or did you talk Ted Nugent on the air?
I don't think so.
Coming back
Well,
on, guys.
he actually talked about killing Obama quite often. There's a video out about that. So
I heard about it.
so he was one that came back on Obama, but one of a few.
But let her talk.
Some Hawaii 5-0.
Just say something encouraging.
Now,
I
more
don't know, it's tough for you to do.
You going to throw it to me too?
We're live.
Yeah. So we're back, and you know how candid we are here at the Speak Your Mind show. You know, look, guys. These conversations can go on and on and on and on and on. You say this, he says that. We're tossing around a lot of stuff. A lot of it's facts, some of it's just opinions, and I think it just kind of boils down to what do you have to deal with during the course of your life in your day-to-day? Because guess what? Regardless of how Micah feels, Hill, myself, Ron, or even Dustin, or even Annette in Chicago, there are still people that will look at us and call us crazy for our beliefs and what we're saying. So it is what it is. You live your life the best way that you see fit. And really, I think we can all somewhat agree that, you treat people the way you want to be treated, okay? And then you move on. Now, with that being said, because I'd like to hear from Annette before we get off the show, there is a problem with that because you have people that are glutton for punishment and they like being treated that way. You have people that are masochists who like pain. So if you ask somebody who likes pain to treat them the way I like that little bit. But do you see how we play on words, guys? There's so much to depict, so much to piece apart, right? In that, I mean, where do we begin? And there's definitely no ending.
That's a good question, and there really is no ending, and there really is no perfect answer. I was going to roll it back to something that was being talked about before break, because there's always these radical people and fringe groups, and there's people that are hateful, and they're out with, very seriously horrible agendas. But, I think, we have a very superior culture here in our country for the people, and we work at that very hard, and it's been that way since the beginning, in spite of anything you want to say. I mean, we have to remember all of the good things about the U.S. and why a lot of people came here in the first place, because they didn't have what we have here, and there's a lot of places in the world that still don't have it. Having said that, I think the Middle East, when I look at them, I see an ancient culture of people that just don't like the way things are evolving in the materialistic world, and we're the enemy, we're commercial, and but not everybody over there is like that either. I think a lot of them are just like us, and they want to live their life.
But it's sad. It's sad in that. You let me tell you why it's sad. And I wish we had more time, but hear me out on this real quick before we close the show. We're the new kids on the block. You're talking about societies.
Exactly.
You're
America
talking
is
about
not that old.
Societies that have been around for centuries, ages and ages and ages, and here we are popping up out of nowhere, mixing everything into a pot, a smorgasbord of almost whatever we want to do.
Nice word,
Amen.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
but
then-
I mean,
and then
we
want to
are.
claim superior to everybody.
Amen.
I think we have a problem with that.
Well, you can say that, but then again, we end up being the Conor McGregor of the world, don't we? We came out of nowhere, we talk a lot of crap, but we back it up. Despite what you think,
How?
we win.
How?
We developed
We
everything
back it up.
that,
We back it up. Yeah, but we're on steroids.
but we
I'm just saying.
we've developed
metaphorically.
everything that's ever
There's
made
some
the world
infractions.
better.
There's been some infractions.
Metaphorically, we're as a country, we're on steroids. That's why
Okay,
we win every
but
fight.
realistically, though,
Oh, man.
realistically, though, we've given the world everything that's made it good. All of the trappings of modernity that we're enjoying right now, this air-conditioned building with its lights and its radios, all of that came from us. All of it. Almost all of the medical advancement in modern history, it comes
hold
from.
on.
Oh, try again.
Oh,
no,
man.
no. I disagree with that.
Oh, my phone is
Yeah,
dead.
no.
My phone is dead.
Most of
No.
our modern medical history, believe it or not, came from. It's gonna make me sick to say it's Nazi Germany.
Well, I said almost.
Almost, and then well, actually, AC was invented by a immigrant black man whose family,
Right.
In this country.
No, yeah, he moved here at a young age, and of course, he was
developed
Americanized.
it in America. It came
He invented
from
it.
America. When I said America, I didn't say white people invented it. I said Americans.
Next thing you know, it's gonna be I said
I'm
America,
saying-
not North America.
I'm saying as an immigrant, that's only the point that I'm making because Derek was saying that we were a melting pot.
We are.
So it's almost like, to me, the true Americans are indigenous. That's all I'm saying.
No.
Well,
the true
America, if
Americans
we want
are
to go there,
indigenous.
then we got to talk.
If we got to
about
take
that.
it all the way
Oh,
back.
Ancient
And I've got a
Sumerians.
Native American on my Facebook feed right now that's not very happy with this conversation because there has been no mention.
I just
No
mentioned
mention.
them.
I know. It's the end of the
How?
show, Hill.
Oh, my
I'm-
bad. Tell him my bad.
Well,
Tell him I
I'm-
apologize.
Well, I'm way more
Tell him I
Native
apologize.
American than Elizabeth Warren. So you've got a Native American on the panel that approves.
White, black, Oriental, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was born here, but I still feel as though I should have a visa for the simple fact, initially, our ancestors, this was not their land to begin with.
I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
Seriously,
All right.
this was not their land to begin with.
Are you guys
Agreed.
ready for next weekend? 50th
Oh, yeah.
Big 5-0.
Oh man.
Anniversary of the Speak Your Mind.
Oh, yeah.
Are you ready for this and that? You better call in.
Oh, that's
Absolutely.
fantastic.
Hey, thanks for listening to the Speak Your Mind show. Thanks to all the wonderful guests. We are signing off. Ron Savage and the rest of us out. See you next weekend.
Be there for the 50th anniversary show next weekend.
All right, guys. I'm signing off for a little bit. I'll
Hey,
do another
man,
live
it
video
will not
later.
cut back on. It cut
Until
off
then,
on it. I was like,
take it easy.
Man. I couldn't pull anything. Oh man. It's just some stuff I have saved on my phone for research, for reserve, for conversations like this.
Oh my
I just could not pull it up. I was like, fuck. But
Hey, Keith,
yeah.
hey,
Thank
hey,
you
P. Hill
for a
brought it
good,
up, but he
healthy
brought it up too late,
intellectual
man.
debate.
But look, we all know that, and that's what
It
I'm
really
talking
wasn't a
about.
debate,
Everybody
though, but
wants
yeah,
to forget
thanks.
about.
I like
the
to hear
Native
other
Americans.
people's point of
You
view.
see how everybody
That's how you learn.
See how everybody touched
Indeed,
the
sir.
Indians like underneath the rug, and then everything else is so more important.
Hey,
Even the great
good
Michael
professional.
Dalton didn't mention nothing about you,
Oh,
Native
yeah?
Americans. See what I'm talking about?
I mentioned myself at the
The
end.
true Americans, the real Americans.
Dustin, you got any Indian in you, Dustin?
Seriously though.
Well,
I
there
do.
you go then.
I do.
Well, then I represent.
I have Chippewa in my family,
Chippewa.
in my timeline. Chippewa and
Show him your straight hair. Show
and
him your good
Cherokee.
hair. Show him
And
your good
Cherokee.
hair.
I know. I don't want to show it off
I got
right now,
photo.
but yeah.
I got fuck home in my blood.
Classy. by the
Yeah, I
way.
know. I'm a classy
by the
motherfucker,
way,
ain't I?
DTV was in here recording the whole time. Yes,
Still live.
D. Scott Collier is still filming. I'm gonna film him.